Ciao guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys doing all okay. Today I decided to do a part 2 of why I moved to UK. There is so many things I wanted to talk about, and last time of course I tried to do like a short video, not too long, but there is of course some stuff that I want to talk about, and the reason why I moved to UK, as is can sound a bit like strange why as Italian I moved to UK. Italy is beautiful. I mean, of course Italy is beautiful and I love Italy, and Italy is like my home, is where I grew up, where I've learned everything, and it will always be like my first home, but that is probably everyone that move abroad feel that. Everyone that like from a different country and they move to a different country, they feel like home is home, but I always try to go home. I book my fly in February, so I'm going for my birthday, going to ski, and I'm going to see friends and family, so I'm quite excited. To be honest, the flight was so cheap. Like, not a lot of people complain about Ryanair, but I have to say that when I found a flight with them, is always like cheap. I fly from Stansted, which is not the greatest airport in London. It's like probably the most painful because from Bournemouth, that is of course where I live, Dorset, is like 4 hours driving, so it's quite a lot. But I'm kind of one of the person that when I arrive to like my city, I just want to arrive home and like I'm done. Where, to be honest, I cannot recommend to fly to Milan, and if you want to get a train, is actually quite nice because train in Italy is so cheap, and you can get a train from like Milan to Genoa for like £14, and you can like travel in first class. So definitely for people that want to go to visit Italy, it's definitely good like to take a train, look a bit like landscape and stuff, so definitely it's good. But yeah, so going back to the reason why I moved to UK, I have to say that sounds a bit silly, but when I was in Italy, I was not really mad into like gym and fitness, and I mean I used to do sports since I was a kid. Like I used to do volleyball for 10 years. I always be like active, in terms of like when I was a kid, my mom and dad, they want me to do like sport, and I really appreciate that because I think it's so important when you're like young to go into sport and like into team and learn how to play or learn how to like dealing with like other team playing and stuff like that, but that was kind of different, and when I moved to, especially here, when I moved to the south, the first things that kind of blew my mind, I was like, wow, that is actually so nice, is where I saw the beach side, which here in Bournemouth, you've got, so you go into Bournemouth here, and you've got a side which is going to Sandbanks, and you've got the other side which is going to like Christchurch, Madford, and it's like a long it's like a long what's it called, path, like a beach, like front beach where you can walk, you can cycling, running. And one day I was like, do you know what, the sunset was out, it was amazing, and sky was so nice, it was like people surfing, it was like California vibes, it was really nice. And I was like, I'm gonna go for a run. I've never been really running before, and since that day I love it. Like since that day I was like, I felt so good, and I start running from there. Like I start like going to fitness, like going to the gym, and all of the things, and now is such a big part from like to my life. Like I really love it, like this part of take that time for you, and try to be healthy, try to be good, go to the gym, like go for running. Like I've mentioned before, of course, that the London Marathon was like one of the best experiences I've ever done in my life, and I honestly can do it again. It was so nice, it was beautiful, like it was just amazing. And I really like recommend like anyone that if you're like, oh, I can't do it, you can, like you can, if you want, you can. So because I saw people like that, I was like, how they can even do it, and they've done it. So you there and you're like, I'm gonna run for you, like I'm definitely gonna run for you. So that was something that I just took so precious, because this is what like England gave me when I first moved here. Weirdly, because like I moved here that like I never really had like a McDonald's, you know, stuff like we're not really at McDonald's in Italy. I mean, some people have it, like, but I probably had chips when I was like a teenager, but I really never had like, you know, proper McDonald's. It's not common. Or like never had Greg's, never had like Nando's, never had like Taco Bell and all this stuff. I think I actually never had Taco Bell before, so that would be fun, because I probably can like do a video about it, because I never tried. My partners love Taco Bell, but I never had it, so I can definitely do a video about it. But yeah, that was the first thing, because back then, of course, I was a student, so I was going to a college to learn like English, because you have to know that when I first moved here, I remember I was in the airport, I was in Stansted, because my brother was here already. He was a student, and after he works, you know, kind of like develop his life. And I was in the airport, and I needed to take the bus to go to Bournemouth, but I didn't know where to go. I didn't understand anything. I couldn't ask anyone because I couldn't speak. So I needed to like use Google Translate. And I remember that day like 4 years ago. And to be honest, I kind of looking back and thinking like how like many progress I've made. Like for some reason, for some people it might be like nothing, but for me it's like I'm kind of like proud of myself. You know, I take this so precious, like, you know, learn a new language, like settle in a new country, you know, work, find a job, you know, pay tax, like, you know, it's good, you know. And so that was like a big part of moving here, that I discovered such a like an amazing side, and now it's like part of my life. Like I'm not going to the gym just, you know, for like the fitness like side, like, you know, of course you're looking good and stuff like that, of course you're doing it for some reason, but for me it's more like I just, you know, close everything, you know, don't think about job, don't think about any problem, don't think about anything, just go to the gym, and that's my time, like that's my moment where like I can just switch off from everything. And I think it's so important, and it's also good for you, because of course like working out, training, you know, go for even walk, be active in life is good, and of course it's proved to be good. So that was something that, honestly, I thank so much England for that, to make me sort of discover that. Because when I was, of course, living in Genoa, I used to live in the countryside. You probably see my previous video. And, you know, Genoa is like ups and down. Like you have a seaside, but it's all like mountain and ups and down, where here is like flat. So it's easy to like go and, you know, run and stuff like that. So that was like a really a big part of you know, my move to England. But I was not expecting to stay, to be honest. Like when I moved, I just planning to like stay like 6 months, 1 year, you know, study, have a bit fun, you know, enjoy. Like, you know, I was 20 years old, so I was pretty like young. I'm almost 27 now in February. But no, how old I was 21 actually, or 22. Oh my god, I don't remember. It's fine, sorry, let's cut, it's fine. But yeah, so that was my plan. But of course, you know, as you know, like after COVID, and it was COVID here, so I couldn't go to Italy and blah 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 blah. And you know, for some reason after, I needed to find a job, because of course my money was like low, so I just decided to stay basically, and that's me now. But I think like in general, I understand when people now, of course, are really upset about like England and what's going on, and you know, things like that, you know, government and things, which I don't really go into because I'm not competent and I don't want to really give opinion. Like I keep opinion for myself. But I understand why people are upset, you know. But if we're looking like in the country, I think England is beautiful. Like I think England is one of the countries where, like, you've got the big city, which is not really kind of for me. Is for me like for a weekend, if you go with your friends, if you go with your partner, you want to have like a weekend away in a city. But I'm more like a countryside person, and the countryside in England are something that is impossible to not like it. They are pretty beautiful. You've got this amazing cottage, you've got farm, you've got fresh food, fresh cheese. I normally used to go, which to be honest, I can do a video about it. It's my favorite farm, and I always go sometimes to like pick up like some eggs or like cheese and things like that. Sometimes also as well like veggie and fruit, and it's so nice. It's honestly so pretty to go there and pick up your stuff. Now, of course, one thing that is really not good about England is that house price is really, really high. And of course, for me, as I come from Italy and I have to compare the price like with what you can buy here with that price in Italy, you can buy like a castle. And I understand that, but in the same time, England is smaller and is an island, and there is a lot of people. So, and I understand why the prices are a bit high, maybe too much, I have to say, because of course, like back then in the 80s and 70s and 90s, probably people paid the house like, I don't want to even know, and now they worth so much. So that's something that, of course, I kind of related to a lot of young people in England, that they struggle to buy a house because they are really expensive, and the salary sometimes is not enough for you to get a mortgage, because if you're looking like a 300,000 property, I just put numbers out, you need to get, I don't know how much, but probably about 25,000, which is like kind of standard in England, like the base sort of pay. You not be able to afford a mortgage on your own, unless of course you are maybe with someone that you've got mortgage combined and you've got savings, deposit. But it's really hard. I have to say that this is really hard, and I found it hard. But at the same time, of course, I'm lucky. Like I've got family here. I've got my brother, like mom and dad, and grandma and all, uncle and auntie, and because my family is so big, they're all in Italy, and that's why I go so much in Italy, because for me it's like a holiday as well. Because I love, who doesn't love Italy? Like, who doesn't love the food, the vibes and everything, and everyone shouting, but nobody's like upset, it's just Italy. And for me, all the time I go is like, see my family and also have a holiday. So, of course, like here, having like my brother, my nephew, my family, my like, a part of family here, it makes more easier for me, because I'm like a strong person, but not strong as as I thought. And sometimes you miss family, you miss like you miss your family. I'm 27 years old almost, I'm 26, but I'm not ashamed to say like I miss my mom, I miss my dad. Like is normal, so it's a lot. And and with time growing, like I sort of like discover new things about myself. I just need a bit of water. So yeah, is everything really like happen without no reason? Like, and moving to England, it is something I will never regret it, to be honest, because I had, of course, moment where I was down, I had moment where I was up, but it taught me, I don't know, quite a lot, and I grow up a lot as a person, like so much, I discovered so many things about myself that probably if I was in Italy I would never discover, because you used to that, where when you go into something completely new, especially for an Italian person, because as Italian are too Italians, like we are so Italian, we love being between Italians, like we struggle to get used to like other cultures and stuff like that, where for me I am trying to adapt. Of course I've got my little like struggle sometimes, and I have my Italian like blah, 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 but is because this is me. So yeah, I kind of love to have this a bit catch up with you, because I feel like I really want to, like, you know, tell you the reason, you know, I've made a decision to move in this country. Some people think like, oh, why she's coming to England from Italy, like, you know. But yeah, I'm kind of happy now. You know, life is always surprising. You never know what's gonna happen. You never know. So yeah, so quite excited. I've got a lot of things planned. I'm gonna next week order my new mic, which I'm so excited about, because I realized that when I go out and do video out, the sound is not really great. I mean, I'm using my iPhone to film, and which I think is good for now. I don't want to spend too much money, because of course a lot of things are expensive. So I'm investing in this mic, which I've done some research and apparently is really good. But I'm probably gonna do a review with you guys and like show you if you need it, like, to see, because I know that this is like a kind of a mic that a lot of people do some research. So I want to kind of give my opinion and see what I think about it, price wise, or, you know, quality wise. So I'm probably gonna do, but I've got a lot of video sorry I've got a lot of video in mind to do, of course, when I go to Italy. Yeah, so thank you guys for this catch up. It was really nice. And yeah, I hope you're gonna have a lovely day and lovely weekend. Here today is bright and sun, and I'm just gonna go for a walk after, go to the gym, and that's it. So thank you so much for watching the video. As always, if you like, subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate with everything and all my heart, so much. And yeah, so see you in the next.